What's up guys, how you doing? It's your boy Cameron Bash here, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different on the channel, and that is discuss with you all the Epic Games vs Apple legal case and how a brand new iOS 14 feature potentially has the power to turn up the ramifications for this legal case massively. Now, just for full clarification, I'm no legal expert and I haven't the faintest idea how things work within a courtroom, but I do consider myself to be more of a media expert as someone who has engulfed themselves with various forms of media for the last 11 years, as well as studied media at many different levels, most recently receiving a degree for media communication back in 2018. With that out of the way, let's get into the meat of this video and discuss what exactly is going on here and how a brand new iOS 14 feature could potentially change the ramifications of this legal battle. So, just to catch everyone up to speed in case you didn't know, this all dates back to August 13th, where Epic Games introduced a direct payment option into the Fortnite app for iPhone users, which allowed users to directly purchase in-game V-Bucks at a 20% discount from Epic Games themselves instead of going through the Apple App Store. Apple retaliated to this on the very same day by removing Fortnite from the App Store. They released a statement at the same time, which you can pause and read on screen now, but just to summarize, they basically just said that Epic violated App Store guidelines, and as they are above no one else, they will be treated in the same way as any other app would and be removed. Later that very same day, yes, August 13th was a very busy day for these billionaire juggernauts, Epic Games filed a lawsuit against Apple, describing the company as a monopoly power and accusing it of unfair and anti-competitive actions. They also released the now infamous 1980 Fortnite video starting the hashtag #FreeFortnite. And with that, the first day of what is sure to be a long legal battle took place. But why did all of this take place to begin with? Well, this goes back to that cut that Apple takes from developers of apps within the App Store. On July 10th, 2008, the App Store was born, allowing iPhone, iPad, iPod, and all other Apple-based product users to have access to an exclusive store just for them so that they could download applications to their phone. However, there's a slight catch, because whenever you pay for something within one of these apps, 70% of that go to the developers and 30% go to Apple. Epic Games clearly believes that the cut that Apple is taking from developers is wrong and is a monopolistic practice, but this isn't simply down to the cut that they are taking. Epic Games holds this view because on top of taking a cut, Apple products don't allow any other third-party stores to provide apps on their devices. So if you want to get an app on an Apple product, you must go through the App Store and you must sacrifice 30% of your profits for the luxury of doing so. If you're a long-term Apple user and you've never used anything else, you may not know this, but that same problem doesn't exist on Android devices, and you can actually install apps from other places and thus avoid the same 30% cut that the Google Play Store takes when downloading apps through them. This is precisely the reason why the Epic vs Apple case has escalated to where it is today, and the Epic vs Google Store case has died down some. And Epic Games aren't the only ones who believe that Apple's practices are monopolistic. Spotify have not only sided with Epic in this case with an official statement, but they have also had their own issues with Apple in the past. Microsoft/Xbox have also made a stance on this, siding with Epic Games as well. So that is the main bulk of what's going on here. There's a fair few other details involved in this court case, such as Apple removing Epic's ability to develop games. So if you want to see all the details surrounding this case, I'll leave a link down below to a Mac Rumors article, and they just have a really nice timeline of the events so you guys can check it out. So now we've gone through the main bulk of that and that's out of the way, let's move into what I wanted to talk about for this video, and that is the brand new feature that's available with iOS 14 that I think really changes the ramifications of this trial and the future of internet use as a whole. Revealed earlier in 2020 and released on September 16th, iOS 14 is one of the biggest updates ever to come to the users of the iPhone, and really brings the iPhone up to speed in terms of what it's doing compared to other products on the market. Features like widgets, an app drawer, picture-in-picture mode are all things you've seen on Android devices for many years now, but something quite brand new and revolutionary we see in iOS 14 is a feature called App Clips. Now, App Clips actually sounds like a really cool idea, and we seem to have seen this kind of feature in places such as PlayStation and Xbox in the past. App Clips allows you to use an app from the App Store without actually having to download it, similar to how you can play part of a video game without having to download the whole thing to your games console right away. Now, it is only part of the app that you get to see and use, but it seems to be the most important part of the app. On Apple's official website, on the page for App Clips, it reads, "App Clips are a great way for users to quickly access and experience what your app has to offer. An app clip is a small part of your app that's discoverable at the moment it's needed. App clips are fast and lightweight, so a user can open them quickly, whether you're ordering a takeout from a restaurant, renting a scooter, or setting up a new connected appliance for the first time. Users will be able to start and finish an experience from your app in seconds, and when they're done, you can offer the opportunity to download your full app from the App Store." And with that, it's the first two examples I want to touch on the most: ordering takeout and renting a scooter. Apple isn't hiding anything here. This is a way for both them and the app developers to make some cash, as users don't even need to go through the hassle of downloading the app anymore. They just search for it on the App Store, click on it, and buy what they want to buy without downloading the app. Apple, in some ways, has taken control of the Google search when it comes to their devices. Why click on the Safari app anymore? Or why download a Google search app like my mum has on her phone, when you can avoid downloading apps altogether by quickly searching for them on the App Store? On top of that, if you're a Siri user, which more and more people are becoming these days, taking advantage of that hands-free technology, especially with the UIs getting smarter and smarter, then Siri will automatically push you towards things on the App Store instead of an internet browser, which means free money in the pockets of Apple for the products you sell every day. Now, do I think that App Clips is going to become one of these things that changes the world overnight? No, I don't. But I do think that it is something that over the next 10 years, newer generations coming onto Apple products for the first time are going to see App Clips as the norm, and it'll automatically be ingrained into them that this is how you search for things when you want to buy something, instead of using a Google search, which, as I pointed out through the video, is going to mean more and more money for Apple and less money for the developers providing a service to their devices. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not a lawyer and I haven't the faintest understanding of how things work inside of a courtroom. But I would like to think that the people in charge of that courtroom are not only making decisions with the general population's best interest in mind, but also making decisions based on future generations' interests as well. The definition of a monopoly is the exclusive possession or control of the support of or trade in a commodity or service. Apple definitely has all the possession and control when it comes to the way apps are distributed on their devices, and by the looks of things, their brand new feature, App Clips, is about to give them even more control than they already have. What happens in iOS 15? Will they have removed Safari altogether? Maybe slowly start moving the App Store into a more prominent position than any other sort of internet searcher is? These are all things that Apple are capable of doing, and is perhaps something a court needs to look into to make sure developers are equally as protected as consumers are. If 1 billion people on the planet are being actively pushed towards purchasing products and services through Apple's App Store, instead of naturally choosing whether they want to use the internet or the App Store themselves, it could lead to a very serious conflict of interest problem. Before we wrap up this video, I just wanted to leave you guys with one final quote from Tim Sweeney of Epic Games, who said, "At the most basic level, we're fighting for the freedom of people who bought smartphones to install apps from sources of their choosing, the freedom for creators of apps to distribute them as they choose, and the freedom of both groups to do business directly." Despite what you think of Apple, despite what you think of Epic Games, That statement there is a really powerful one to me, and if this is a place where we can get to, it will mean more freedom and more of a free and open market for everyone who is involved. And there we have it, guys. That's going to do it for this video. I'm super interested to hear what you guys have to think about this whole situation, whether you think Epic Games are in the right here or whether you believe Apple is more the victim in all of this. Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below, and while you're there, don't forget to hit that like button as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon for another video. Hey guys, thanks very much for watching that video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more from me, then I'm live on Twitch most days of the week. You can find a link to that down below, along with links to both my Twitter and Discord server, where you can find out when I go live. I look forward to seeing you over on a stream.